Hello and welcome to today's webinar. Today, what we're going to be talking about is online courses. My name is Rick Schnabel and welcome to today's webinar. The thing that I'd like to share before we get stuck into the content is for quite a number of years, what we've been doing prior to COVID happening in our lives is we've been using a lot of digital technology, using things prior to Zoom. We use Skype for our coaching. We use the internet and the computer essentially to now educate many of the people that we teach around the world, life coaching, speaker training, marketing, also now teaching people how to actually get online. The great thing about this is that it creates an opportunity that really wasn't there before, and that is having more time. And the great thing about that is, for example, in the coaching space, for many, many years, I had a clinic, and of course, people used to drive half an hour, sometimes up to 3 hours to get to my clinic to work with me personally. And then, of course, half an hour or up to 3 hours driving all the way back. So the great thing about these technologies is that they actually allow us to be able to work online and work from our homes, our offices, and so forth. And there's not as much travel anymore. So it's greener, it's certainly cleaner, and it's very much time saving. So what I want to do today is we're not going to do any Q's and A's or polls or anything like that, or even any chat. There's a lot of content that I want to get through. And the purpose of that is I want to be able to show you how to get started in the online space as a teacher, as a coach, as someone who is putting content out there. And we've been doing it for quite a number of years successfully. And we've found many, many ways to fast track that for our students. I do a lot of mentoring in teaching people how to actually take their content out of their heads, put it into a program and put it out there for the wide world to get benefit from. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into my slide deck so you can get a sense of what is in this particular training today. So let me go from the very beginning and let's go from a slideshow from the very start. So now this here is the proposition for today. Essentially, I'll take off the auto cue there. So basically the whole purpose of today is how to actually create courses online that pay you while you sleep. Now that last piece of it, pay you while you sleep, I think is very, very important in that if you can create something where you actually get paid while you're sleeping, what happens is that increases your hourly rate quite dramatically, particularly when you have thousands of people in your online programs. And tonight I want to show you exactly how to do that. So this webinar, of course, is for you if you want to quit the time for money game. That's very much a big focus of today's training. And those who feel it's time for more life and less work, and to get off the hamster wheel and live a bit of a laptop sort of lifestyle. One thing that we now have set our business up to do is, now that we no longer do in-room training, all of our training is done very much from this space. And it means that we can work from anywhere in the world, which is fantastic. Employees also who want to become their own boss, create your own sideline hustle or create your own business. Entrepreneurs who are looking for another income stream, and coaches, consultants, teachers, and content creators who really want to leverage their knowledge. So a little bit about me. I studied coaching, NLP, EFT, metaphysics, clean language, touch for health. I've studied so many different therapies, and it's given me a huge collective amount of knowledge as to how to really transform people's lives. That's very much what I'm known for, and I'm known as a brain untrainer, which was given to me by a client many, many years ago who I helped get from multiple sclerosis to health. And he said to me, "You didn't train me, you untrained my brain," and that's where I got the title from. And so that's essentially what I've been doing since 2002. In 2004, we incorporated our company Life Beyond Limits, and we've taught coaches and NLP and speaker training and trainer training since 2006. And we've written thousands and thousands of training hours over the years. And I've completed about 29,000 plus hours of transformational work myself personally. And I've also made $4 million Australian in training alone. And that's really what I want to focus on tonight, more the training side of the business, not the coaching. So what really led me onto the path of actually teaching? It was really, really simple. I discovered how to get out of the poverty trap, which I was certainly incarcerated in for many, many years. And I discovered how to create a life beyond limits. That made a huge difference to my own personal life. And when it happened to me, frankly, I just couldn't shut up about it. All I wanted to do was I wanted to tell everybody how I transformed my life in such a dramatic way. Of course, I wrote books about it, and now I still teach many, many people how to get out of the mind trap that many people get caught up in. So firstly, before we get too deep into the content, I want to scope the online educational market for you here. So this is some of what we know about the educational market. Now, what we know is that 79% of online learning students, I'll call them OL from this point on, believe that the educational quality is equal or better to in-room training, which was a figure that really surprised me in the early days. However, I now see that you can deliver online just as good quality as you can deliver in-room. Now, I am also talking about delivering live training. We're currently delivering training, which is our traditional neuro-linguistic programming and our life coaching program, and we're doing it all live. In fact, tomorrow night and the night after, I'll be teaching exactly that. And you can use this technology to do exactly that. 57% of schools agree that online can be equal or better than in-room training, which I thought was an amazing statistic. It also says that the educators, the academic educators around the world are really embracing online learning environments big time. 77% of US companies used online training or online learning in 2017. And the US government spent $2.59 billion in online learning. Now, the US government won't spend money in an area that's not going to work for them. So what we're starting to see is more and more investment in this area. In fact, we're starting to get many, many more corporates coming to us saying, "Can you create an online program for our team?" That's a big, big future boom opportunity. One thing that many corporate people have understood is that every $1 invested in online training earns them an extra $30 in productivity. So, many companies have worked out that it's definitely a great investment to educate staff and keep some sort of conformity from teaching, people in one part of the country and teaching people in another part of the country. $1,500 invested in online learning equals a 24% profit increase. Now, to get an extra 24% profit increase is a big, big number for many, many companies. So they've recognized that it's, dollar for dollar, it makes a lot of sense. Online learning cuts energy consumption by 90%. I think this is going to be a big, big growth area in the future as more and more companies and more of the general public become aware of the sort of costs associated with this constant travel. And of course, through COVID, we've certainly learned how to adapt in that space. So financially, the size of the market, this is what it looked like and what it's projected to look like. So as you can see, in 1995, it was 500 million. And then finally in 2000, it got to 2.5 billion. And then it rose quite dramatically. Now, these figures came from pre-COVID numbers, and they projected that in 2020, these were 2019 numbers. In 2020, they believed that we were going to make $188 billion globally in the online learning market as far as revenue is concerned. That eclipsed, of course, during COVID. Now, I'm not sure what the actual number is because there's some dispute in various numbers, but it is greater than 188,000. However, they're projecting that figure is going to be 320 billion. I said 188,000, I meant 188 billion. So 320 billion. So what we're going to see is a massive spike in the online space where more and more revenue will be being created in that space as we move away from the more traditional ways of actually learning. So what can you achieve? Let's say you did this really badly. Let's say you only got 0.01% of the 2025 market. Well, that equates to $3.2 million. Now, please don't be intimidated by the numbers. Sure, it's suggesting that the numbers in the online space is just going to keep growing, and the numbers are very, very big, but you can scale it to wherever your mindset is at. Hence why I totally believe your mindset determines your income. Now, of course, since COVID, the world needs more and more content because what is going on in the space around COVID is more people are looking about online, more people are in lockdowns and so forth. The poor Victorians have been put back into lockdown, and they know it all too well what it's like to be, confined to your home for long durations of time. Of course, many people go in the online space. Our courses have gone crazy during COVID. We've had a lot more people going into our various programs, and I don't think that's going to change even into the future. So here is KPMG's post-COVID-19 predictions. They believe that there was going to be an accelerated growth in digital interactions and will scale across all industries, impacting both large and small enterprises. So digital is going to grow, and we're seeing many, many signs of that. Remote working, both part-time and full-time, will rise across all industries, and demand for commercial real estate will actually decline. That's certainly what many of the professionals in the real estate space are equally predicting as well. Measurement of work will increasingly become about outcome rather than the input, and the need for digital training will, of course, increase. And, many digital cooperative systems and so forth are going to increase quite dramatically. So we're going to see some changes in the online space. So given that, I believe that the $320 billion prediction is probably going to be larger than that, and for good reason. Now, how do you really get started? How do you actually get started in this space? What do you need to do as a newbie, someone who's never been online before or never created a course online? How do you actually get started? So what we've put together is essentially what we call our 10 steps to launch. Let me show you this complete system, and literally anyone can do this. So the 10 steps, the very first step is passion, and I'll go into these in a little bit more detail. Passion, find the thing that really fuels you, find the thing that you care about, find the thing that you love or like a lot, and you are more likely to be able to teach that really, really well. Then the next step is test demand in the marketplace. There's no point in building an entire course and finding that there's not a great deal of demand for it. So we've created a program called Income Incubator, where we go into step 2 in a huge detail, because it's really critical that your course meets the market. The next thing is outcomes. Determine what are the outcomes you're going to deliver in your courses, and what content will help you to deliver that particular outcome. And then you need to put all that content in logical modules, and I'll show you a model of that in a moment. Then you have to work out how to deliver it, what platform to place it on. Then if you want to go even further, what sort of school are you going to build? If you're going to build a lot of courses over time, it actually pays to define a delivery system, but also create that within the realm of a school. And of course, in our Income Incubator program, we look at how you actually do that. Next thing is to produce. Of course, now you're at the point of production, but let me just show you one little thing. Most people will typically go from passion to working out what their content is. They skip the outcomes, and then they go straight to production. As you can see, there's already a lot of steps that have been forgotten. So it really pays to go very systematically through this to make sure that your course meets the market, because of course you've got to position it. And in Income Incubator, we talk a lot about how to actually position your course so that many people want to become part of your program. And there's a lot of psychology in that, and there's a lot of processes, and there's a lot of steps to make sure that it is well positioned for the market. The final thing is to then launch it into the marketplace so that you can now start making money from your courses while you sleep. So let's go into a little bit more detail. Let's start off with passion. So the first thing is to pick a passionate course topic, something that you really care about. Anything that's worth teaching is worth learning, of course, but you really want to make sure that it's something that you really, really care about. So think about your skills, think about your talent, think about your life experiences. Now, for me personally, I went into the space of teaching how to have a prosperous mindset. And that was one of our very first programs, called the Rich Mind program. And it was very much about helping people to expand how they think about money, how they think about wealth, how they think about income creation. And that still today is a very, very successful course. And that came from all three: skills, talents, and life experiences, where I could actually share how I had transformed my life financially. So the thing that you have to think about here, it does not have to be university standard. Don't expect to get to a university standard. These days, many people are filming their courses on their iPhones or smartphones, and they're editing it in free software that's all over the web. And it's costing them next to nothing to basically put a course together. But you do want to follow these steps very carefully, but it does not have to be university standard. Consider teaching what you love doing. It might be dance, it might be cooking, it might be, some widget that you create in the man cave or the lady cave, in your backyard, or whatever it is that you do. Maybe you grow amazing zucchinis. There are people for everything all over the world. You just have to be able to find those people. But there are people who will typically learn anything. Another thing, think of something that you're often teaching your friends to do. Do you know some card tricks? Do you know some magic tricks? Do you know something that you're often teaching your friends to do? So for me, my next course was the most logical thing, which was how to transform people's lives. And that was the thing that I was really passionate about. And of course, that became my next course, which became Wealth Weekend. So even if teaching, even if you want to teach how to cook Moroccan fish, this is 40,000 YouTube views. So as you can see, there are people who are interested in very specific stuff. So you could even teach people your favorite recipe. Now, here is Shani Raja. Now, Shani wrote a program, How to Write with Flair. Now, I want you to have a look at the numbers. $200 is the average price of that particular course. At last printing, he has 42,798 students. Now, you multiply that by 200 and get a sense of the figure that you get. So there's a lot of money in the online space, but please don't go into this just to earn a lot of money. I think it's far better to go into this space to really help people learn what it is that you know what to do. And that has a better energy about it, and it's so much more fun, teaching people and seeing people actually learn from what you know. Now, here's a very dry subject, how to use Microsoft Excel. Now, you'd think by now most people know how to use this as a program, but of course they don't. This course is priced at $50 US, and it has, at last printing, 72,416 students multiplied by $50 US. As you can see, there are big numbers in this business. So here is the program that I was talking about earlier, the Rich Mind program. And we basically created this quite some time ago. It prices plus or minus of around 100 Australian dollars. And we've so far, at last printing, 12,821 students. So it's a program that we built once, and we've just sold 12,821 times. Now, of course, it's more than that now, but that was at last printing. Here is our online training, our life coach and NLP practitioner certificate. Very popular program, but very specific to people who want to transform their lives and want to become coaches. This usually retails at about $1,997. And so far, we've had 3,992 students. I think we've actually clicked over the 4,000 mark now. But basically, we've had many, many students come in this. But the thing that I really love about this is we have put this together once, and it sells again and again and again. But every single person who goes through this program now has incredible skills to be able to help other people. So we help people help other people, and think about it in that context. So step 2, the next thing is demand. So find out if there is some real demand for your course. Now, it pays to kind of put it out there, test your course on social media. Just put out the content of what it is, and simply with a very short little piece of copy that says something along the lines of, hey, if I built this course and made it available out there in the market for roughly this price, who would like to do this course? Of course, no commitment, but just to get a sense of who thinks that this is a great course and they would jump in. And if you get crickets, you don't build the course. If you get people saying, yes, I'm interested, yes, I'm interested, yes, I'm interested, then you know there is some interest out there, and you go ahead and start building the course. Now, another thing that you could do is you could actually build the course, get a group of friends, and then trial it. Trial it with a group of friends just to test it. Now, we did that with our Income Incubator program. We tested it with a small group of students, and we went through the whole program, and at the end of the program, we asked them for some testimonials, or what they thought of the program and how much they enjoyed it, or what things needed to be improved or fixed or whatever. And as a result of that, we created an amazing course that's become hugely, hugely popular. So that's one way or two ways that you can actually test demand. Now, step 3, 4, and 5, outcomes, content, and modules. So outcomes, the way to think about those is it's really your student's ultimate destination. It's where they're wanting to go with the course. Your content is what you put in their backpacks as they go on that destination to make sure they get there. That's the content. And your modules is their most logical steps to get there in kind of big picture. So that's how you think about outcomes, content, and modules. Let me show you another way. Now, what we did when we built Income Incubator is our outcome was how to build an online course. So essentially that's Income Incubator. So that was the outcome. So what we did is we started putting it into modules after we got a sense of what needed to go into it. So we worked out that there were essentially 7 modules. And then, of course, we put the content relevantly into those particular modules. And that's how we built Income Incubator. So the first module is the passion module. The next is to test demand, to teach how you do that. The third is how to actually design your course based on training models that we've been teaching for many, many years. Then delivery and school, that is how you're actually going to deliver it and where you're going to house your content. How to produce it so that you produce it in a professional way, that your course is understood and valued. Then positioning it, that is how to get attention to your course. And then finally launching your course into the outside world. Now, what we did is as we were building this and we were partway through the trial, we decided to change the outcome. So we thought, how about if we increase our promise? How to build an online course and learn how to market it so that it generates high 6-figure returns. So once we did that, of course, we had to go deeper in our content. So in module 2, we taught how to pre-sell. We created templates and systems that people could just copy and just put out there really easily. How to write a teaser copy for their ads on Facebook and so forth. And we also gave them $1 million webinar template. Then what we did is we started looking at high traffic platforms in the delivery space, in the school space, and we taught them how to produce professional, high quality produced content, and then how to get the perfect marketing title for your course, how to write great copy, ideal advertising vehicles, joint ventures to ensure that your launch is a success. And that is how we mapped out our Income Incubator course. So we follow this system completely, and you really want to do the planning just to make sure that your course works out well. Now, steps 6 and 7 is delivery and school. So the question is, how will you deliver your courses? What is the best platform or software for delivery? And are you going to go to a marketplace or are you going to use software? So for example, there are lots of places now available on the web that you can host your actual courses on. There are, of course, some of those are high cost, in high monthly cost. What we suggest to our students is don't go out and buy software or build a school at first. Wait till your revenue comes in first. Wait till you've made some good money first. Then build your school, then host your own course. But there are many platforms that you can basically put your course out there for free and earn an income from it. Now, step 8 is produce. Now, what you want to be able to do is be able to know how to actually produce and film your courses, how to edit and upload your courses, how to look and sound like a professional, Now, actually, I'm just going to go back one step. One thing that I want to share about this is a very important thing. Now, when you're looking at setting yourself up to actually start producing your online courses, your video is not as important, would you believe, than your audio. So it really pays to have fairly good audio. Let me give you a sense. This here is my Rode NT USB. It's just got two particular dials. One is, am I recording from the microphone, or am I recording from the computer? Now I've got it set more to microphone here because there's really no computer sounds. And over here is just my headphone volume, which I don't have in at the moment. So that is essentially all you really need. Get something that is a fairly substantial microphone so people can hear you very, very clearly. That's quite important. So filming and setups, we've produced hundreds of hours of video, and here are certainly some of our programs that we have produced over the years. And there are three ways that you can actually film. So we've had a mix of all three. We've done live trainings in rooms. Now, live trainings, usually the cost is higher for production because typically you need at least one camera, if not two. You also need microphone on the speaker. You need microphones going into the audience, and the setup is a little bit more complex. Personally, I like the studio or the computer type setup. The studio setup, again, you need microphones and you need a bit of equipment, but in computer setup, it's very, very simple. For example, if I wasn't here right now, if you were just looking at the slides, then all you would need is probably a good microphone, and that's literally it. Mind you, you can see me, and I'm just using a Logitech, I think it's a 780, Logitech HD 7080, I think it is. And it's just a webcam. That's essentially all it is. So it's about $180 webcam. This microphone is probably about another $180. So for about $360, you've got the setup. As long as you've got a computer, of course, or a smartphone or something to actually film your courses. So I prefer studio mostly, which is kind of a little bit like this. Now, position is very key. If you don't position your courses very, very well, they won't sell. So you really need to know what you're doing in this particular space. So create attractive course titles. Your course titles account for 80% of your success. That's right, 80% of your success is your course title. So you should spend almost as long working on your course title as you do producing your course. That's a bit of an over-exaggeration, but it does make a relevant point. A lot of people will skip over their course title too quickly. So your course title is really, really important. And you've got to be able to write compelling copy that draws people in to have a look at your course, and then copy that keeps them there, so that they're reading and it's ticking all the psychological buttons, and people are then saying, yes, this is it, this is perfect, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And then they sign up to your course and enroll. So positioning really is a 4-step process. You've got your target market, which you determine who is the appropriate people for your course. You've worked out exactly what their pain points are. That is, what does your course resolve them of? What sort of pain does it take away? Equally, what pleasure does it bring them? And finally, you get all that information, and now you position your course. You know your target market, the pain points, the pleasure points, and you position your course appropriately for that target market. So then the thing that you have to think about with your course title, because I did say that 80% of your success is your course title. Here is one most major key. If we create a matrix and we say that at one end is compelling, at the other end is clear, then that's our matrix. So we build essentially a 4-quadrant box. Now, over to the left, our course title could be compelling, that it's really exciting, but it's completely unclear. We don't really know what the course actually is. So it's over in this quadrant. If it's not compelling and it's completely unclear, it's not going to sell at all. You've got a chance at selling it there. You've got an even chance of selling it there. It's not compelling, but it's very, very clear. Like learn Excel, learn Microsoft Excel. It's very, very clear, but it's not really compelling. So it would need something in that headline, in that course title, to make it compelling and clear. For example, if the course title was Learn Excel in 7 minutes, that would be very, very compelling. Learn Excel in 7 minutes. Now, I don't know how you'd achieve that, but if that was going to be your promise, then you do everything you could to achieve that, and your course title would be super compelling and super clear. So let me give a few more examples. So if we say steps to build an online course, if that's what we titled this, then it would be somewhere around there. It's clear, but it's not really compelling. So if we then said build an online course in 7 days, it makes it a little bit more compelling. It's still clear what it is, so it increases its compelling quotient. Now, if we go on further to that and we say build a 7-figure course online in 7 days, then it is far more compelling and clear. Now, if we put how anyone can build a 7-figure online course in 7 days, it becomes even more compelling, because now it's suggesting that anybody can learn this. And this is what we achieved with Incubator. So it was compelling, and it was also very, very clear. We ended up at the 11th hour pulling out the 7-figure income out of it, because we started to find through a little bit of research that when you start talking 7 figures, it becomes a bit intimidating. And people think that they've got to be at a certain level to create a 7-figure course, when that's not exactly true. Certainly mindset does play a part, but we took that out. So how anyone can build an online course in 7 days is the mark that we pretty much took. So finally, the launch phase. So what you need to do there is prepare your launch pad, your social media, create a landing page. Usually a landing page is a great start to an online course. On that landing page, it's got all the right ingredients, a good headline, the course is well titled, it's completely compelling, it's clear, and all of the detail is in that landing page. I'm actually going to show you one, or direct you to one at the very end, and you'll see how a good landing page is actually written and designed. The next thing that you can do is set your price to meet your financial goals. Now, I know some people completely do it the other way around. They basically set their price and they deal with whatever they earn, but I believe we should go the other way around. I'll show you this in a minute. Then finally, light the fuse and launch your course into the atmosphere so that people can see it, people know what it is, and it's everywhere. And you really want to make sure that when you launch your course, you are promoting very, very heavily. It's everywhere. It's on your website. You're sending out emails to your database. You're posting on social media. You're telling your JVs, all about your new program, your new course, so that everyone knows about it. And that builds momentum. When you build momentum almost sells itself. So it's important at the very, very beginning to build some level of momentum. So talking about building, your annual income goal and designing your courses to do that, This is what we prefer to teach in Income Incubator, and we call it 8 steps to the cash register. So if you want to earn 100,000, for example, and you think you can get about 200 students, well, then your course should be priced around $500 per course, or $497 or something like that. If you have greater aspirations for this particular course and you want to earn $500,000, then, and you think you can get 500 students, well, then you're around $1,000 a course. It needs to be a high level course, bigger promise, greater level of content. Now, don't think always of quantity. Think about quality. For example, one of our courses that I showed you earlier, the Life Coach and NLP Practitioner course, that is all about quality. Even though it does have about 50 odd modules in that program, it is a big course, but it is high level quality. So your quantity doesn't always necessitate your price. So if you wanted, let's say, a much smaller figure, 25,000, and much smaller student numbers, about 100 students, then you're looking at about $250 per course to meet that particular target. But that's some ways to think about it in a financial sense. So think about the dollars that you really want to achieve and focus everything to actually achieve those financial goals. Now, if you haven't produced online programs before, of course, it can be a little bit daunting. There are certainly many, many steps involved. Is it okay if I show you the fast way and an easy way to do all of this? So, Income Incubator is the program that I've been talking about a little at the beginning. And this was the program that we built at the time that COVID was announced. We had many of our students who were really hurting and could no longer go into rooms. Like many of our trainer students couldn't go into rooms anymore because there were lockdowns and all sorts of limitations. And they were begging us to teach them how we create online courses, because we'd already got on the online space many, many years before COVID was even a word. And so what we did is we built essentially this program, Income Incubator. Now, here are two of our first students that went through the program. And Matt Tate, he's from Fork in the Road Coaching. He said, I'm ready to enjoy a whole new level of income. Before doing this course, I was stuck spinning my wheels trying to get online. This got me past the fork in the road and helped me to flesh out my course. Now I'm easily producing content, and it's now my turn to enjoy a whole new level of income and freedom. And Sally Roach also said, this is high quality, high value information. She said, this course is everything I needed, and I'm already getting students signing up for my courses. This is high quality, high value information that you only get from someone who's been doing it successfully for years. And we certainly have been doing that. So there's 11 steps to this. So the first is in webinar 1, we teach you how to get your passion out, how to really find out what is your thing, what's really going to be of interest to people out there that's already inside of you. And then webinar 2 shows you how to build demand, and also how to test for demand, and then how to build the momentum of demand. And then webinar 3 shows you what sort of outcomes to aim for, and then how to achieve those outcomes in your course content. Then webinar 4 shows you how to build content, how to plan it so that people get a result at the end of your course, how to put it in sequential modules that are all around the same size in time, and then how to deliver it, how to build a school, how to produce right up to high professional production quality from just simply creating it with a smartphone, and how to position your course, how to launch your course, and also how to have the right mindset to be able to be very, very successful in this space. So the total value of that is $454 by 11 modules. So the full value is $4,997. So in this program, you actually get full support. So we have Zoom sessions of support to guide you through the steps of our income incubator and help you at any point where you're getting a little bit stuck. You also get 3 months of email access so you can fast track your way to success with this particular program. And that's valued at $2,500, that part of the program as well. So here's what you get. You get the income incubator, you get the Zoom sessions, and they are with me personally because I run this course and I know the content inside out. And you also get the 3 months of email access, and I'm also part of the team with the email access. So it's not just, people randomly who are answering your emails. It's actually people who are qualified to answer your questions. And the total value is $7,497. Of course, you can already get a sense that I'm going to radically discount this particular program if you think this is the program that you've been looking for and you seriously want to get into the online space. So Kiko said you'll be making money while you sleep. This course takes you by the hand over every single step in delightful detail to create, build, and market your online courses. Even if you've never built a single course and believe you are not good at the techie stuff, and especially if you don't have the financial resources right now. And Alex said, great usable content, including marketing gold. There's another bonus that I add to this particular program. So if you've already made your mind up, let me reward you with some extra bonuses as well. This is our marketing incubator program. And this program is key in being successful in the online space. It basically gives you everything you need, how to write emails. It gives you templates. It tells you how to build landing pages. It tells you how to build a customer journey. It tells you how to write the best course titles. And it gives you lots of templates, tools, and everything you need. This is also valued at $4,997. It's a huge program, and it's helped many of our students become quite successful in this space. And we've also built a course cost calculator. The reason for this is because most people don't really know how to price their actual course. So we've done that for you. And this particular course calculator helps you to do that as well. Now, the program that I was talking about earlier, the Life Coach and NLP Practitioner Training, we've also added this into this program as a bonus. And I know that some people might be on this call right now wanting to do this program and as their number one, but they get it as a bonus in this particular program. And it'll be, let me give you a little tip, little clue, it's going to be less than the full value of this course. So we added our Life Coach and NLP Practitioner program in this program because what we wanted to do was help you to have the mindset to be successful in this space. And mindset does account for your success. So equally, it'll help you with your mindset. You'll also come out with a qualification. Currently, that means you can jump into our live online program, and that means that you can come into this program and you can also get an accreditation with this program. So you get the webinars, you get the Zoom sessions, you also get the unlimited access, the marketing incubator, the course cost calculator, the Life Coach and NLP Practitioner training as well. And the total value is $14,588 for all of this, which is all you need to be successful in this space. So the question is, can you do this another way? Yep, you could do a marketing course, a film course, a copywriting course, a web development course, and pay 3 times as much. You could trawl the internet for years and you could find lots of little bits and pieces, but most people tend to get confused when they start getting all this conflicting information because everyone does things a little differently. So today we're going to make it really, really easy for you. And the truth is, there is no comparison. This is quite unique, and we're going to drop the price to make your day. So this is our amazing offer because I want you to tap into the $320 billion online training market. And because I want your success stories. Success stories are what creates success. And I'll make this so attractive, you'll have to say yes to this, because after today, we're doubling the price without bonuses. So the full value of $14,588, that includes all the bonuses, everything. We're going to do this for only $997. Or you can get everything for 6 monthly payments of just $197. So it means you can do it for very little money, get started, get into the program, and enjoy the benefits of learning how to create your own online courses and create products and programs that can start earning you income now and for the rest of your life, which is awesome. Because I want to help leaders lead an evolution. Particularly if you're in the space of self-help, you want to help people, I'm all for you. I'm behind you all the way. I will help you to succeed in every possible way I can. Now, there's also a 30-day, no questions, success or your money back guarantee. So in other words, if you're in the program and you just don't think it's for you for whatever reason, all you have to do is send us an email and you'll get your complete money back, no questions asked. We just simply refund you, whether you paid by PayPal, we just pay you through PayPal. If you pay by Stripe, we pay you back through Stripe, through your credit card. And that's as simple as it is. We want people in this program who love it. And the thing is that once you're in this program, you'll see how much incredible value we've given you. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of great content in this particular program. I mean, just the marketing incubator alone, if you market your coaching or your services and you're not that good at it, marketing incubator is a game changer. If you need a mindset shift, then our life coach and NLP practitioner program is awesome. If you want to get in the online space and be great at it, Income Incubator is one of the best programs out there. And I promise you, it will show you simply how anyone, even a grandma, can actually sell online. Now, this is the actual link. It's lifebeyondlimits.com.au/income-incubator. What you'll see is you'll see a button that says, are you ready to live a life of freedom? It will be discounted to $997. And of course, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you want to pay just the $197 per month for 6 payments, you just click just where I just circled there, and you'll see a timer there as well. So basically, all you have to do, if you want to get the biggest discount, just click on that button and welcome into the program, and we will get started very, very soon. And we will take you by the hand and show you how to create online courses that sell while you sleep. So it ends midnight tonight. So this is what it looks like. So basically all you do is click on the buy it now button. Of course, that price won't be $4,997. It'll be $997. I'll show you that in a moment. And any questions you have, this is my email. So perhaps take a screen capture right now so you've got my email. If you have any questions, that will come to me personally. I will answer it personally if you have any questions. So it's $997 for today only, or 6 monthly payments of $197. And it's lifebeyondlimits.com.au/income-incubator. So what I'll do now is I will show you the actual site. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop share just for a moment. And what we'll do is I'm just going to open up the Income Incubator and show you the actual site itself, so you can see exactly the process of getting this particular product. So again, the URL is lifebeyondlimits.com.au/income incubator. And I'm just getting onto the site now. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so you can see what it actually looks like. So that's the actual site. What you'll see is there's a video there if you want to watch the video. It says 1997. It's not actually, it's $9.97. You click there. So you just click on that particular button. There we go. And then it comes to $9.97. And all you do is you just simply add that to your cart, and up will come this. You put in your details here, and there is your $9.97, and you can pay by PayPal, or if you want to pay by credit card, you just click there, and then you simply place your order after clicking this little button here for your T's and C's. So that is the webinar, and that is the program, Income Incubator. I will be working with you personally, helping you to find out what is in you that other people will find of value, showing you how to actually go through the entire process of designing your course, filming your course, editing, producing your course, and then putting it out onto a platform, and then allowing you to sell that course over and over again. Now, one of the platforms, I'll give you a little tip, has over 4 million people. Another one of the platforms has over 30 million users on that particular platform. So it's a huge, huge market, and it's a massive, massive opportunity for anyone who really wants to go out there and create an opportunity to start selling courses online. So what I'll do is I will put in the chat area, I will put the actual URL. It is now 7:58, meaning that we have done it just 2 minutes under an hour. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions in the chat area, or send me an email personally, and I will answer them for you. I hope you decide to join us in this program, and let me take you by the hand and show you how to create online courses that sell while you sleep. My name is Rick Schnabel. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and I'll see you in the course. Bye for now.